Hey everyone, it's Jan, Not a Real Farm. So guys, can you feel the weather changing? The days are getting longer and they're actually getting warmer, even though we're still out here in minus 30-degree weather. You can feel the change in the sun, which means I got a lot of work to do. So I have been in here seed collecting over the last couple of days. But the cool thing is you can come in here and some of the plants are actually still thriving. So I have my lavender that's in here that hasn't actually died, which is unusual. It's not really supposed to survive in a zone 3, but it's green and lovely. And in behind that, the green onions also refuse to die. So we've got quite a bit of green onions that have kind of sprung back to life, and then it's gotten cold, and then the tops of them have kind of died down, but then underneath they've come back. So we've got quite a bit of things in here that are still, they're going to pop up probably in the next, I would say the next 3 weeks, and my roses will also start growing as well. The marigold seeds I have to still collect. And a lot of these plants haven't died, including my curry plant. Look at all the onions in here. Lots and lots of onions. And let's just take a peek and see if I can pull this out. We got a little bit of frost on it, but not enough to kill it. So the reason I wanted to come in here today and show you sort of all the plants that just look like they're dead, and the greenhouse generally this time of the year looks worse for wear. But if you take a closer peek, you can see that it's starting to spring to life. And I'll show you what I mean. I've got rosebuds that are starting to come out on the plant. So my roses are going to start budding. Usually what happens is we have roses that come out around Easter. Check this out. Let's get rid of this. Oop. See all the new buds there? So already, even in the middle of February, we've got some roses that are now starting to come back to life. And you can see my roses have actually gone. So far, I'm going to need a ladder to get to them. That one way up there has got to be, I would say, probably about 12, 13 feet. So I got to get a tall ladder, get up there and trim them. And then we also have our blackberries are coming back to life. I'm actually getting hot in here. I have a winter jacket on. You can see the buds that are coming out, the leaves, the new leaves that are starting on the blackberries. So this is what gets me excited. Got lingonberries. Guys, I recycle a lot of my stuff. So when I get the new cat litter and the box or the bucket is empty, I totally recycle the bucket. Who wants to pay $20 for an empty bucket? Or search around for empty buckets if you've got cats and you've got a brand new litter bucket and it's done, save it and use it for something useful. What I did with this is I actually planted my lingonberries in here, which are doing amazing. And you can see, let me get out of the sun here. Aren't those beautiful? They're starting to actually bloom in February. So they started blooming when I originally planted them in here in, I think that was October, September, October. And now they're really starting to come back to life because the greenhouse now is getting to the point where anything that can take a little bit of frost or a little bit of cold, like the blackberries and the roses, those will all start to come to life first. Now I've got to get in here and do some trimming, but I want you to follow this. There's a blackberry cane. It's grown all the way up. It's looped over my trellis. And it's come all the way down here. So it looks like, you know, I'll be trimming some blackberries in here before we actually get growing. Otherwise, they're going to be out of control. And there's that rose, just that rose branch that I said was all the way up there. So things are starting to look good here. I'll have to knock off all the old leaves off the roses and clean it out. And then wait for the new ones. But I'm starting to get excited now. I've left one of my sunflowers here to dry on the stem. So now I can collect the seeds. You look really closely. I still got some sage left. It hasn't died, frozen, or anything. That's awesome. This garden patch looks worse for wear. This is where I'm going to start weeding out the red walking onions. But take a look at this. They're already starting to come up. So for those of you who were emailing me about the red walking onions, guys, these will be ready to ship out most likely in May. You can throw them in the ground, or you can wait until, if you want, in the fall and let them overwinter. But you can see if you have them in a greenhouse, they start blooming and coming up in February. Anyways, guys, that's really much about it for today. Not much to show you except to really kind of let you know that the greenhouse is now starting to come alive. And you'll be able to come along now with me into the greenhouse. It's now going to start being the time that I'm going to start planting my tomato and pepper seeds, because we'll be able to plant in here at the end of March. See you soon.